the police came to my door because they wanted to talk to me because nobody was answering. And I said, she's very frail. She's going downhill. She can barely walk. So we went over and we knocked and knocked, and we went into the back and knocked, and the police said that they couldn't go in. It would have to go to social services. So here we are as of last night. There's been no indication that anyone's checked on her.
Now, I don't want to get gross. I don't want to get gross here, but I do want to ask something seriously. Are there any?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are there any odors or anything crazy like?
No.
Okay.
But the door is pretty solid. You know, we didn't smell anything. We went into the back and to see if maybe that
who
door was
called the
unlocked in
welfare
the back.
check? Who called the welfare?
Someone from out of state that talks to her from time to time, and they were very concerned because they had been calling, and there had been no answer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I just, the police just blew me off and said it's being handled, but I haven't seen any indication. I know when my mom fell and my sister called the ambulance, they kicked the door in. And I tried to look
they
in over the
they can.
curtains the other
You're
night.
right about that. You're right about that. Now, can you call management?
I'm just very.
Is this a condo or a townhome or an apartment rented?
It's townhomes. We own our units individually.
Okay.
But this just doesn't seem right.
How about a locksmith?
Well, I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Okay. You'd have to tell a fib. You'd have to tell a fib like it's your aunt. You need to get in there or something, probably. You know what? I don't know what to do if the police are sitting on their ass.
The policeman was wonderful. He was wonderful, but he said, we are not authorized to do this.
But when do they get authorized?
I don't know. I mean,
come on. Do they wait until it's so obvious that there's a stink? What if you know what I know what I would do. Nah, never mind. I can't tell you on the air. I
don't want to do anything illegal.
Well,
but
now, is it illegal if you say illegal if you say I think I heard somebody moaning and screaming? What are they going to say? You're committing a crime, for God's sakes? What? If you think you heard some screaming, I think I hear screaming now and then.
I don't want to tell a fib or anything. I mean, that's just not my nature.
All right, Diane, then hold on. Seriously.
I'm not Catholic,
you know what?
Oh, my God.
Listen, here's what I want to say, okay? And I understand that, and you're right. Maybe I shouldn't even be suggesting that, or that you say, I think I heard a moaning or screaming or something. Now, here's the deal. The truth is, when presented with reality, you react with what the circumstances present.
Yeah.
You know what? You've done everything you can. The police came. You've done everything you can. So what you do now is nothing. And you wait for the stink to get so bad that everyone around is going to say something.
Yeah. I'm on the board of the HOA, and we had a welfare check on a unit that's a hoarding situation. And they, social services were the ones that got involved and went in. Is this a social services thing? I mean, were they correct?
But wouldn't the police call them? Wouldn't the police call welfare and ask?
Well, I'm sure that the police officer that was here, he was wonderful. He really was. We talked a lot about her and her health, and we tried to look in the windows to see if we could see her laying on the ground, because that might have been something that the police could have, if we saw her laying on the ground, maybe the police could do something. But, he said, we can't just go and kick people's doors.
No, he's right. He's right.
We went in the back gate, and we tried to look in. We couldn't see anything for her curtains, and we banged on the back door. We did everything that was reasonable.
Tom?
What?
Why don't I meet Diana? I'll go over there and I'll unlock the door.
How will you unlock it?
I used to work for the locksmith when I went to college.
Well, if you're willing to do that and take that risk, you by all means.
Well, if there's no intent to rob, and we have this record of the show, I mean, what the hell are we going to find?
I'd go over there with you, Diana, and we'll just unlock the door, take a peek, and look inside and see what's going on and leave. And if it's an emergency, you can call 911.
Okay, in general, this is what my girlfriend is telling me. Social services cannot break into an apartment for a welfare check, even if the person has not been heard from in weeks or months. However, they can request assistance from law enforcement who might be able to break in if it is urgent. See, so they're going to defer to law enforcement. Law enforcement may forcibly enter the apartment if they, or the dwelling, if they believe someone is in danger. So there has to be probable cause or clear evidence or no response and a history of health concerns. Look, the police just don't want to get involved. That's the bottom line. They have enough to go on right now.
Hey, Tom, maybe go to lines 1 and 2.
All right. Mike has a comment first. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Tom. I'm a retired firefighter, and she needs to hang up right now and call 911 and get the police, or not the police, but fire and paramedics over there, because they will do something about it. The cops are always afraid to break into somewhere because they got to write a mountain of paperwork to justify what they did, whereas the fire department won't think twice about gaining entry to that.
But will they ask her? Will they ask her why she's calling 911?
Absolutely, they will. And you're making some assumptions, I can tell by listening to this, but she may very well be alive in that apartment, and they need to get the fire department and medics over there right now.
Thank you very much. Let's do it. Let's call 911 and call paramedics. And Bo, if you want to go over there and call them with her, you can. I'll leave it up to Kachina to talk to her off the air. I'm Tom Martino Moore, coming right up. Bo, did you go over there?
Yes, I went over and looked over the situation, and it is very concerning because this lady's daughter apparently called Aurora authorities on Saturday for a welfare check. Nothing happened, so I did call the fire department, and they sent some sort of an Aurora mobile response team. They're with me here now, and it is concerning. Can't get in. Everything's kind of blocked. Are closed, and we're just waiting for the fire department so they can do a proper forced entry to see what's going on.
Thank you, Bo. I have a dire feeling here about this. If her own daughter and friends have not heard from her in a month, and this woman is elderly and alone, so thank you for spearheading this, Bo.
I think it's an emergency, but they take it as a non-emergency, so they're just waiting for them to clear the calls to send the fire department over. But it's just ironic that the doggone, okay, I'll be right there, that the Aurora Police Department hasn't done anything about it. I think the lady's unconscious or could pass. I think the fire department just pulled up now, so I'm going to go deal with it.
Let me know what happens, okay? Yeah. Call us right back, 303-713-TALK. This is unfolding as we speak. The police said some friends of hers were concerned, and now we learned the daughter as well, that no one had heard from her in a month. Aurora police decided not to break in or do a forced entry. The neighbor, Diane, was very concerned and called us. Deputy Bo said, you know what, Tom? We need to get someone over there. A caller had called and said, if you call the fire department, they will do a forced entry under these circumstances. So Bo is over there and met the fire department, and we're going to see what happens now. Bo, what's going on, Bo? What's happening?
Okay, yes, fire department arrived. They broke down the back door. The lady is still alive.
Oh, my God.
Somewhat conscious. She needs severe medical attention.
Oh, my God, we saved her. You saved her life. They saved her life.
Well, that caller was instrumental in saying to call the fire department. But, yeah, they're here. And
oh, my God, where was she?
I believe she was in bed on the second level. That's why she couldn't hear our pounding of the doors or knocking or anything, Tom.
And do we know how long? Do we know how long she's been incapacitated?
Well, I think they've been trying to get in there for the last couple of weeks.
Oh, my God. You know, we could have very well, this show and all of the callers and you and the neighbor and the emergency services, I am overwhelmed. I mean, when I say we recover hundreds of millions of dollars over the years, it pales in comparison to saving an older woman's life.
a life. No one would have ever came over. You know, she could have been there for another couple of weeks.
Hey,
Everything
hey,
kind of
Bo,
floated up.
Bo, thank you so much for really getting off your ass and doing it. And I mean that in a complimentary way. I mean, you were sitting in the studio and you felt compelled to go over there.
Hey, Bo, is she dehydrated? Is she? What's her status?
Yes, she looked kind of shriveled up, kind of sunken face. You know,
How old
they
is
wouldn't
she?
let me get close.
How old is
She
she?
looked like to be in her mid-80s,
Oh,
late
man.
80s.
Oh,
Her
man.
name's Mary. So,
Listen,
I'll be in
people,
tomorrow to harass you, Doc.
let's all give applause to our listeners and everybody, my God, and everyone. Thank you, man. We saved a life. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.